Happy Thursday, and welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam and John.
Other John.
Not
the John that was just here.
Unimportant John.
This is John Raigins.
John Raigins.
You're Director of Operations. What's your title?
Director of Event Operations.
Okay. I think it could just be whole operations, personally.
It could just be director.
John is responsible for a lot of the logistics with our events. If it's logistics, he's there. We just thought it's amazing to me that we haven't had you on the podcast before. I mean, you've probably recognized him from some of his internet breaking videos that he's had on social media.
Yeah, that's him. There he is.
That's how he really talks.
Famous John.
Yeah. So we thought it would be fun. Well, first off, we want to tell you, we're coming up on your 20th anniversary.
It's the day after this podcast, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So happy 20.
It'll be next Friday.
How about that?
Yeah.
Happy 20.
Yeah. Has the years just flown by?
Sometimes.
So not consecutively, just sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we thought it'd be fun to start this with a little, we've not done this. Normally we have people intro and tell us a bit about their job and what they do.
But John seems to not like to tell people what he does.
Or he likes to downplay it. He likes to really downplay it and undersell. And he is important, John.
Yeah, he is.
So we thought, what better way, you've asked Cameron this before, what better way to start than have Cameron tell us what she thinks you do, and then you can correct her, add to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make something up. Any of those options.
And that's what I think that he does a lot of the time.
Yes.
So I was talking to him downstairs, and I was like, I've asked you 3 times, what do you do here? And he's only answered me 1 time, and it was the last time. So that's why I know a little more than I used to. But John here, he maps out our races.
Okay.
And so the turns and stuff, that's this guy. He also goes to our warehouse a lot. And
it's true, technically.
It is.
Yeah. He drives and loads the box trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns stuff off and on. Like, including the water. At events, he can do that.
I've done that once before.
Okay.
That's my only, just once.
And you like to do TikToks with me.
I don't know if that is correct. I'm willing to do it.
Yeah. Another part of your job, you live our mission because you are very active. So you live out our mission. That's a part of your job.
I tend to be active, whether I want to be or not sometimes. Right. Yes.
Great.
How'd she do?
Pretty good.
I knew it.
I mean, it seemed pretty simplistic the way she described
it.
He drives them. And he just told me that one downstairs. So I just learned that before I came.
I didn't know you were cheating.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't mean to. He just told me that part. Because, again, he never tells me when I ask him.
Okay.
And here's why I don't know. Because a lot of the times, like on race day, we see each other and we talk to each other. On race day, it's like he's not even there. I don't ever see him.
He's a mystery.
I don't see him a single time. And so that's why I'm like, John, what do you do? Because you're always poof. Just, I never see you.
I feel like you like to stay a mystery.
Yes, that is right. Because some of the aspects of my job are not the most glamorous or fun things to do. So, you're right. On the race day when everyone's like finishing down the finish line or whatever, they're ringing a PR bell in the festival. And usually I'm out somewhere else cleaning something up, or I'm taking care of trying to get roads open, things like that. So, while everyone's having the party, usually I'm doing something else. So,
important.
Like I said,
it's important.
It is
something important.
Somewhat important, but a lot of times it's not seen by all. So, I do like to be mysterious.
Behind the scenes, John.
Let y'all guess what I do. Yes.
What's your day-to-day like?
It depends. I always tell people it's hot or cold here at Sports Backers because I am strictly events. I don't do programs or anything like that. So I'm strictly events. And, in the fall and the spring when we're rocking and rolling, it is hectic.
Yeah.
But, when the summer comes, we do slow down a little bit. But, day to day, like right now, we're just full full force ahead with the marathon, trying to get that all set because we're 5 weeks out?
Yeah.
Almost. Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm just in the details of that, setting up a lot of meetings, making sure we're good with all of our police folks, DPW folks, water stops, volunteers, all that stuff. We're just making sure we're all set, ready to go. So a lot of it is in-house, in-office type stuff, but in a couple weeks, that's when we'll start bringing in semis and start loading stuff and make sure we have equipment to go and make sure we can actually put on the marathon.
That's important.
Yeah, it is. It is important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Anytime you use the word semi and you're like directing them and coordinating, that's important, John.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a big task, but usually it's just a phone call.
But you have the number for that phone call.
Yeah.
Do you arguably, I think this, do you arguably think that you know our courses more inside and out than anybody on staff? If we had a competition of who could like drive them from memory.
All the courses, like all sports backers.
Have you done all? Have you done all the courses? Like not done them, but like mapped them out.
Well, no.
Okay.
Like the marathon course has been in place for probably 50 years, or almost 50 years. The way it has been. Now there are little tweaks, like when we moved the finish from Cary Street a long time ago down to Browns Island. Like last year, we added a little out and back for the half marathon so we could change the timing of our races, and I did that. But I necessarily didn't do the entire mapping of the marathon. That was already there. The 10K, pretty easy to map that.
Yeah.
I did not do that either, but usually on our newer events, we have an idea of what the course is going to be, and I make it work, make it function.
Yeah. You were a very, very big part of Virginia Credit Union River City Half. That was a lot of you.
Yes, yeah. That was a new event, and that was a little different. We got to close some bridges on that one too. That's always fun. But a new event, a half marathon when you're going right through the city and just in Western Henrico. It was a task, but it came off great last year. I'm excited for next year.
Yeah. I still think that you would probably beat most people on staff with just general knowledge. Because I'm thinking about that with where our jobs intersect most now is that I have to reach out to businesses or deal with people in traffic stuff. And I don't think it matters how many times I'm shown something. Directions just... I'm gone.
Me too.
I'm gone. I feel like you just know. I'll come talk to you and you're like, oh, boom, I know where they need to go.
Yeah, and usually I do. I will say that July 1st of 2025, I will be the most knowledgeable on staff about our race course.
Okay.
I will say that.
You'll also be the only John.
The
only John.
Yeah, that's going to be a good day for me.
It is.
It's a big day.
We have a party.
I might even become important John.
You definitely are.
Yeah.
You're
already an important John.
Yeah.
But, I do know the courses pretty well. But I will take, the marathon. 5 years ago, I'll make that up. I started working more with the course itself and the police. And I've only gotten to a point, honestly, now where I feel comfortable knowing how it all really works. And I still lean on people.
That comforts me.
Our PD Brooks folks, our traffic control people, and Richmond Police, they're obviously a huge part of that. But I'm just now kind of comfortable with all the moving parts and the timing of everything. And it's taken a while. It's taken a while.
That part of your job is literally like my worst nightmare. Again, because directions, I'll ask somebody on staff, like, hey, where is this water stop? Or I'll be like, where's the turnaround point? And they'll be like, oh, and say a street name. And I'm like, that means nothing to me. Like, I have no clue where that is. So I can't point out a single street. Unfortunately, I couldn't even drive the 10K course because I don't know where the turnaround is. I don't know. No, literally.
We'll fix that.
I literally.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we can go out there.
I couldn't tell you because
I just show you.
I'm lost. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we did do. This is a long time ago, 2014, 15, we did RVA to DC, and that was a 150-mile bike ride from Richmond to DC.
Did you map that out?
I did, yes.
You go.
That was actually fun. But we'll take a ride on that course one day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Car ride.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. Am I riding on the back or
what's going on?
So how, obviously, because you've been here for 20 years, How have things changed in the 20 years? What was your original? Because I asked you this before. What was your original job title when you first started as Sports Backers?
Good question.
Oh, I think it's like event operations assistant, something like that.
You dropped the assistant.
Oh yeah.
Director.
Climbing up that ladder. It's so much has changed. When I came, I was number 5 full time, and now I don't know, what do we have?
24, 25
full time. So just the size of the staff has
that'd be
quadruple.
See,
yeah. I've seen people come and go, and so that's wild. How things have changed. Just events, some events have run their course and they've gone. We've created new events. So even our calendar of the work that I did when I first came here and what I do now is totally different.
Yeah.
I came here, a huge part of my original job was we had sports flooring to put in convention centers to do different tournaments. So that was actually my main job. So now when it's kind of dead time from December to March, that was my extremely busy season.
All indoor tournaments.
Set up tournaments here, and then we'd rent the equipment out a little bit. So just in that aspect, that's changed for me personally. But yeah, we've just the influx of people in the office is different. I was, when I came here, the youngest staff person.
Nice.
Now once that other John guy leaves, I'll be the second oldest on staff. Mm-hmm. I will say Mary Marshall Graber is the oldest on staff, other than John.
Yeah.
I will not say any ages, but just want to put that out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Social media probably wasn't a job.
Oh my God, we used to.
That wasn't a job like 5 years ago.
Have a quarterly bulletin or whatever you want to call it that was sent out. Yeah.
It was printed out?
Oh, printed out. Yeah, absolutely. With the beautiful original logo of Sports Backers, which was something else. It's so much has changed. Yeah, just, the marathon is just seeing an increase in participants and adding the 10K. I mean, the half marathon to it has been such a positive thing, and we've seen huge growth in a lot of events.
Created a lot of events, told a lot of events goodbye in that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite dead event?
Oh, my favorite dead event. Oh, I have so many.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I do.
You're probably about to name one I've never even heard of.
Probably.
I'll name a couple. Always loved Uncorked half marathon.
That one is great.
That was my baby.
I was here for the last year.
That one's fun.
Never been out to New Kent Winery, please. It's great, but it's beautiful out there, and just getting to work out there at the winery on the grounds, and New Kent is beautiful.
You found a lot of reasons to have meetings out at New Kent Winery leading up to that.
I'd have to go measure the course. Then you got to go talk to someone.
Yeah.
Oh, police. Well, we need to go talk to them.
It's like, I'll just come to you.
Yeah.
Hey.
We always did strategically time the meetings at about 3:00 in the afternoon.
Smart. Yeah. I like where your head's at.
For that reason. But that was a favorite one. I like Tour of Richmond, which was 100-mile bike ride, 60 and 20 miles. But that was a crazy event because it went into like 7 or 8 counties. I mean, it went basically around all of Richmond.
It was a grand fondo.
Yeah, that was because 100 miles of roads is a lot. And most of them are rural roads. So we're having these aid stations in the middle of nowhere, and we're trying to get water and, all these porta-johns out there. But that was fun, just the uniqueness of it and being out and about as much as we were in all the jurisdictions. I'm trying to think if there's one more.
That'd be
there's so many. Trails and Ales.
Yeah.
Tent to Trail.
You did love Tent to Trail.
The T-shirt for that was awesome.
Yeah.
Tent to Trail.
You spent the night in Pocahontas State Park, and it was kind of like Ragnar. It was like a test event for Ragnar coming here, basically.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
She said the events I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonlight Ride. Great event.
Great event. People loved it. People did it.
Maybe it'll come back one day.
Yeah, my neighborhood loved it. Got to see those bike riders going right by.
It was a great event.
Yeah.
It was tough that was one.
It's a tough time in the summertime. It's logistics and like that time of year is just hard.
Yeah.
What do you think? You were talking about that you have not had a hand in obviously some of our more long-standing routes, but we've done a couple little reroutes and things, and then some of our newer events you have hand-selected or picked routes. What do you think goes into making the perfect route? What are some things you've learned?
There is not a perfect route. Mm-hmm. I think that's one thing I've learned. And perfect means something to someone. It can mean 2 or 3 or 100 different things, I think. A perfect route. I'm going to kind of look at it from my perspective. I'm a scenery guy. When I'm running, I want this mind to be occupied by something else. So I love a good scenery. Marathons. Yeah. Right down that stretch, right by the river is great. But I think, scenery is the main important thing. Of course, you want a good flat course. So you're taking that into account in a lot of places. And then when you can probably get a good idea of what you want, but when you get into the details of how it's going to work, that's when it really starts. Yeah. Major roads, when can we close them? Businesses, homes that are affected or that are cut off. How many jurisdictions you're working with, how many different organizations that you can work with. It takes a ton to make the perfect one. Now, probably the perfect one that our participants see, they just want to see, nice, fully staffed, a lot of volunteers, a lot of course support, and all the other outside stuff they don't really see, and that's great. So I'm kind of concerned more with what they don't see.
Yeah. Right. And I think that a lot of them just don't have any idea what actually it takes or goes on behind the scenes. Like I thought I knew and then felt like I really didn't, even after being at Sports Backers for years and then doing PR and communications and having to go when we rerouted the course last year, flyering new sections and making sure that businesses are aware of what we're doing. I had no idea how much of that went into it or how much of helping people figure out the best route to get out of their house on race day, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us the difficulties that can occur, like when you are, like logistically, when you're making a course or you're rerouting it or.
That people might not think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you would never know.
Probably we'll take the reroute of the half marathon last year. That was basically, there's a out and back that we had on Brooklyn Parkway, and we were just going to move that north to Lorraine Avenue, so that would make the marathon start earlier and get our starts kind of more where we wanted them in line, 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30. You would think it was easy, just taking this turnaround from here, this little out and back here, putting it at the top of the map, and that's it. Not that easy. Runner flow was a big issue that we had to think of, alerting a new neighborhood. We're already in the neighborhood, but letting new people, residents know that we're going to be on their streets and close them. That's always, an issue. Working with police to make sure that we've got the resources available to make these changes. Make sure we have manpower. And then on race day, we're just kind of crossing our fingers, hoping it all works. So I was physically down there making sure it all worked. So, it is, even I realized it this year that even a small change can have this humongous ripple effect across the entire race. And that, I really learned that this year. And, I'm not averse to change, but when I do hear change, I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
But it went fantastic next year. And last year, and I think we got the races and times where it's positive for everybody. And, it went well. It doesn't always, but it did last year.
It also, I was even just excited to think that, in talking with media and stuff, that we don't have this new component that we have to feel like you need to keep reiterating to people over and over again so that people are aware of something that monumental changing that's going to affect or impact them. So I like the same.
Yeah. Just keep it how it is.
So we talked about some of what you do on actual race day, but that can be all over the place. I'm thinking about specifically, I don't see you a lot on actual race day either. And then I was on the course for the River City half, and I was out as a SAG vehicle, and I was stopped. It was a very rainy day this year, and I was stopped inside of Stella's Market having a breakfast sandwich after I'd followed the last runner. And I looked outside, and there you were, just in your new neon rain outfit, getting cones out of the middle of the road. I tried to hide a little bit because I was like, I don't want him to look through this window and just see me looking at
out in the rain.
But I was like, what a rare sighting. I was like, I never see John, and look at this. So the scope of what you might be doing on race day?
It varies from event to event. Like, take the marathon, I kind of start out on Browns Island at the finish line, making sure that's okay. Go to the 10K. I'm at the 10K start the entire time. I've been here for 20 years. I've barely seen anyone finish the 10K.
That's wild.
The finish festival, I don't know what that looks like. I know what it looks like because I set it up. I helped set it up, but I don't get to see the people there. So yeah, for the marathon, once I kind of leave Browns Island, usually once that first, it used to be that first 8K or finish. That's when I was heading out on the course, making sure everything's working and flowing like it should. So, and then marathon day, I'm just out on the course, troubleshooting the entire time, making sure everything's flowing correctly, and doing that. But let's see, 10K, like I said, I'm just at the start line the entire time. River Rock.
Yeah, you're on a trail.
Yeah. River Rock really used to be a lot. I used to do a ton of stuff on the island. Now I'm mostly on the trails, handling those races, doing all that. Trying to think what other events. River City Half. I was basically just on the course, especially with the new event.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Are you like,
all over the course.
Are you like, how is this gonna go? And
it is so nerve wracking.
Yeah,
that
anxiety.
Morning when you anxiety when you wake up on race morning and you're doing your thing, you're setting things up, but you want to hear the race that goes off.
Yeah.
And then when you hear that the finisher has reached the finish line and it is a time that makes sense, you're like,
yes.
You're like, woo!
Yes.
Job, my work is done.
We got the first one
there. Everybody should get a couple more.
Yeah, the anxiety on that is pretty high. And once everyone starts finishing, you kind of ease up a little bit. And then, usually wherever I am, I'm making my way to the finish line at the end of the day. And once that last runner hits that finish line, we're tearing it down.
Yeah.
I could imagine. My anxiety is high when I wake up. It always has been. Like, if I have an event the next
high.
My anxiety is just high. But event days, like when I wake up, I'm like, I cannot be late. I have that.
Oh,
feeling.
yeah.
I can't be late. I have to be there. I have to do this, and that. And I'm just there with my little phone. You, on the other hand, did the whole race. I couldn't imagine being like, well, if somebody goes the wrong way.
You're getting called for a lot of things that are going to happen, potentially.
Yeah, and we have had people make the wrong turns, and that's not a fun thing to deal with.
No,
but you got to be quick and think on your feet and just figure it out as quickly as possible. That has happened, but it doesn't happen too much. So, usually a trail race is much more easive for someone to get off the course than Monument Avenue.
I also can't even handle how many times we've all started course marshaling a little bit more at River Rock, and how many times you have to just tell us idiots very specific where we're supposed to go and how to get there. And I'm like, we want to focus on our participants, not tell you all where to go stand.
Yeah, you gotta drop me a pin because I do not know how to get nowhere.
It's sometimes difficult to describe where some people should be on the trails.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was going to ask, when you said too, anxiety is high, and you were saying being worried about waking up. I'm sure everybody on staff has had the dream where you don't wake up in time. Everyone does the terrible sleep before the event where you wake up and just constantly look at your phone to see how much time do I have.
2 a.m.
But for you, I imagine that your bedtime is way later and your arrival time is earlier than most everyone's. What time are you even getting home before a big event? Let's say a marathon or 10K. It's late.
It's not terribly late. Getting home?
Maybe getting home the night before to then how early are you waking up?
Usually 10 or 11.
Okay. That's still late to get home. Yeah.
If we're exiting.
And then you're all wound up.
Yeah, if we're exiting the park or wherever we've got it. If we're leaving that by 9:30, it'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get 4 hours of sleep.
Okay.
And usually 11 to 3 or 3:30 is sleeping time. usually or maybe a little earlier. Usually we have to be somewhere at 4.
Yeah.
On at least for the 10K marathon, 4:00 is time to go. We need to be doing something.
Don't even say what time we have to get there. You get punched in the face.
I know, literally. That's why somebody at the expo, or they were like, "Oh, we have to wake up early for the race tomorrow. It starts at whatever time, 7." And I was like, "Yeah, some of the people on our staff have to be there at 4, so they have to wake up at like 3.
Yeah.
Someone needs you to calm it down. Not me,
No.
but some people.
Yeah, you got to have your stuff ready when you go to bed.
Yeah.
Or just sleep in your clothes.
I've heard that a lot from the event
you,
crew.
You got to be ready to rock. It's like.
I need to start doing that because that's probably where I lose the most time in the morning. And like,
But
you're right with the sleep thing. You never get good sleep.
No,
because
no.
it's
It doesn't
always
matter.
anxious sleep. Yeah, you wake up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 12:45. Oh, it's 1:30.
Yeah.
And you just dread.
Mhm.
or like the 30-20 minutes before your alarm, and you're like, do I even mess
do
with
I even
this
try
now,
to-
or
yeah.
do I wake up?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's your event day breakfast look like at 3:30 in the morning?
Not.
He doesn't eat, I don't think.
Yeah, sometimes that doesn't happen. 10K. 10K is usually a great one because we have to get everything ready before we have 25,000 people come there.
Right.
Yeah.
So usually we get the start done around 7:15, and Dunkin' Donuts is right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
that's a good one. I didn't
Dunkin',
know
I
that.
guess that's a good
know
one.
that.
Yeah.
I'll have to visit next year.
I walked to Panera this year.
You told me that one, yeah.
Or sometimes I'll throw in our favorite protein drink. Breakfast
hers
protein.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Premier
Yeah.
Protein, sponsor us.
That's a good quick.
Here we are.
No, literally.
Protein, protein, or whatever that shake is, and those Bavita crackers.
The Bevitas
Those
are
are
good.
awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Throw those in a bag.
He's healthy.
and
Because, like,
hopefully you have them.
yeah, 3:30 in the morning is early to be eating.
I'm not ready to eat.
anything.
No, but then also you get that insane hunger at like 7
Mhm.
that I normally don't
Or
have
probably
either. And you're
earlier
like,
than
I
that.
want lunch.
And then once the race
Lunch
starts,
at
Yeah.
7 a.m.
there's no time to do anything.
No, that's what I was
No.
going to say.
So-
It's like you have to bring something because you're not going to be able to
Mhm.
eat once everything starts. So it's like, do I eat? Do I bring it with me in my backpack?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Do you still get to go to City Diner at some point during marathon day?
We've done City Diner. We've done. I think we did. It's gone now. It used to be. What is it?
Kitchen 64?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've done. I think maybe Boulevard Burger and Burger.
Okay. Yep.
Anywhere on the course that's open is a great spot to go grab lunch.
Yeah. If you'd
Very
like
quickly.
to have John and you're on the course, you submit and tell him what he can have for free lunch, and we'll see if we
Yeah,
can
there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that'd be great.
One of my favorite event jobs that you haven't done, I don't feel like in a while, because there was an ad for somebody on staff to do it this year, is when you were just the boat man at Dragon Boat, and you just drive that boat back and forth.
That's not a bad job.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes
Is that to reset buoys and like make sure that
I'm driving the judge
okay?
right behind the boats to make
Official.
sure everything's like that. So all I do is drive a boat for 6 hours, and usually I'm volunteering for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, not bad.
It's a day
We
on the river.
give you a Papa
driving-
John's while you're out there.
Yeah,
You're
it's a day on
set.
the river driving a boat. Yeah,
Wow.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an official crew that now Cameron kind of does the finish line stuff at Dragon Boat, but it used to be me, and I was like, wow, what an official crew.
Yeah.
Just got you driving the judge,
Yeah.
I
me
don't
hitting
know.
the buttons.
That job's getting intense these days. This year, it was just like we had to put up a rope because there were people looking over my shoulder while I was writing down.
That's too much.
And I was like, hey, back it up.
Dragon boat's a serious thing.
It
is.
is very serious.
They mean business.
They do. So that's like a cool thing that you get asked
Yeah.
to do. Drive a boat.
Drive a boat.
Drive a boat. What's one of the weirdest things you've been asked to do for work?
There's
Yeah.
too many-
For work.
Yeah. Well,
just for
Not
work.
just ever
For
work.
Ashley and I came up with a couple. You probably won't even mention them
trying to think, weirdest thing.
because you are kind of a catch-all too. People know that
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. You will do a lot of stuff.
I mean, I don't know about weird. Maybe just not glamorous. Like picking up roadkill off
That's what my guess
the
was.
streets for some of our events. You know, I'm sure y'all have heard, or I know other people have mentioned our fun time in the canal years ago for River Rock.
Did you get in it?
Oh yeah, for hours.
What'd you do in there?
Snorkeled.
I can't. We put a pool in. We put a pool in the canal.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna let someone else tell you why we did that.
Why you put a pool in there?
Yeah.
But you would just stand in it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were in there for hours. Just sitting.
Did you have
there.
like a what's those
What's
called?
Yeah.
No.
We had shorts
No,
on.
the boots. Oh, I meant like the
He was
boots that
barefoot.
people wear. Like
I don't think I was
hiking.
barefoot, but no, we
Day at the beach.
we had no special clothing in that.
Oh, gosh.
Weird. I'm trying to think. Weird. Not weird. Like some of it's not weird. Just running trails. 4 o'clock in the morning. That's eerie stuff.
It is.
You hear the squirrels that sound like bears.
Yeah,
I like that.
Someone's coming to get you.
And so we're put in a lot of weird positions. I'd say at times.
Yeah.
It's just you can see some weird stuff.
Something you would
When it's
never find in your job
When
description.
it's early in the morning, especially in the city, you can see some weird stuff.
You can.
Correct.
My favorite is whenever we see like a frat VCU and you see the kids that are coming back from being out. They haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're. That's always. I would like to mess with them a little bit, but
Yeah.
I've got important stuff to do.
Got
He's
better.
busy.
Yeah, no, last year at the 10K, I parked in front of a dorm, right in front of the park. I opened my door, there was puke. And I was like,
Oh.
yay!
That
Thanks,
happens.
guys.
Yeah, that happens.
Thank you. Very, very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. I'm not thinking of any weird ones, but I've just been in some.
Did you build the
Interesting
bathroom in
positions.
the warehouse? That was actually his guess. You did
No,
it? Okay. She thought you built the bathroom in the warehouse.
I didn't know. I am not a
Yeah,
contractor.
you're not a
of any
plumber.
kind, so no, unfortunately, I didn't do that.
That's okay. But do you,
I guess roadkill. Yeah, because I've
Oh,
heard
really?
that before. Yeah, and that's just not glamorous and kind of gross and sad.
And some of this
That's
stuff
sad.
is not specific to me. Like I talked about the RVA to DC bike ride. Well, we slept in a park in Fredericksburg. Like some people slept on picnic tables. I slept in the truck. Other people slept in their other car. That's not normal. We went. That was weird.
No.
We worked all day.
It was a weird time.
Very hard on this event.
It was hot, too.
It was hot as hell.
It was
like-
July.
yeah, it was almost 100 degrees.
No
And then
shower.
we get to Fredericksburg, like we're all finally there, like I don't know, 6 or 7 o'clock, in the afternoon, and we're starving. And a former staff member picks out where we're gonna go eat, and it was like a super nice German restaurant in Fredericksburg,
No, you want McDonald's.
and we looked like death.
Y'all were just like,
Yeah.
That is not.
And then we finish up the rest of the time by sleeping on park benches and in the truck with windows rolled down. getting
Wrapped in a trash bag.
Yeah, and we got to sleep like from 11 to. Oh, that was
It was the summer, so I guess you didn't need a blanket.
well, after our kind of ill-fated trip to the restaurant, we had to go to Food Line, and we just bought a ton of junk.
Yeah.
And we went back to the
We
park
were
and
like,
ate it.
my sauerkraut's not hitting tonight. I gotta have some chips.
Went back in the park, slept 3 hours, got up, and
Ate a bunch.
went on our way to DC. Just normal stuff.
hey,
Yeah.
what
That's
a
great.
time.
Yeah, just the different places that we've been put in, and it gets weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that. It's a job where not a lot looks the same.
No.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
never
that
know
is
what's
true.
going to happen.
That
Every
is true.
day
You're
is
on your
different.
toes.
Yeah, we do a lot of different things. Some events more than others. River Rock really lends itself to
Yeah.
having different stuff and just kind of changing along the way. But yeah, you never know. You never know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Well, yeah, it is a good thing. This was great. You were like this. I just love hearing about all the things
Me
you've done
too.
in 20
now
years.
I'll be able to tell
Now
everybody.
look at how much you know
I
about
know
John
exactly everything that you
Oh,
do.
I didn't even get into most of it.
And
There's still more I held back.
You got people's
Yeah.
phone numbers, and you got the key to the city.
now. He's our resident weatherman.
I do.
That
I call myself the event janitor because of my
Yeah,
keys.
no, yeah, you got a lot of keys.
I have
You're
a
the keeper of a
ton
lot of keys.
Yes, I'm a key man. You can hear me jingling all around.
Mhm. If you open your desk drawer, it's just keys.
It's just more keys.
Yeah.
Just keys.
It's just
Yeah.
keys.
I should have brought them up here.
Yeah.
Show and tell.
So the last part of this is we have our this or that, which
Okay.
are just quick hitting questions. So the first one is you have to pick one or the other.
Okay.
You get the option to have front row tickets to a drive-by truckers show or field seats at a Mississippi State football game.
Fields. It's like 50-yard line?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
Is my team any good?
I know. You don't know. It's this or that, and we don't know anything. It's this year.
Oh, I'm going to the show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to a rock and roll concert.
Yeah.
Yes. That's an easy.
Okay. Because you go to a lot of shows, so we thought about this one, and I feel like you've also gone to a lot of shows before an event.
Yeah.
You just rally.
You're talking about one. It was set up on Friday of the marathon, and it went a little longer than I hoped, but I still got there and saw half of the drive-by trucker show at the National. I just drove the forklift right on up to the National. And I've been to a show right after marathon, headed to DC to go to a.
Oh, you're crazy!
Yeah, that's wild. You are crazy
I like
for that.
Having a good time, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm willing to suffer.
Something to like look forward to too. After,
absolutely.
I'd fall asleep if I had to.
Yeah, I'd want somebody else to
after.
You just gotta go, and then when it's time to stop, you stop for a long
I agree.
time.
You can't be doing any of that. I'm going to take a shower and then go here. I'm going to do this.
See, I think that is a key advice for events. You can never get comfortable.
No.
Because once you get comfortable, you're not getting back up.
Just taking a nap.
Or it's going to take
tomorrow.
Forever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
River City Half, I was in a heated car on that terrible cold rainy day with like a heated steering wheel. I never got wet or anything. And then that was the worst breakdown of my life.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was fine. They'd been out there all day.
Soaked. I had like 3 pairs of pants on.
And I got out sweating from being in my car and was immediately like, I'm gonna die out here.
Yeah, like River Rock, you don't go into air conditioning.
No.
You gotta stay out.
No, I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
This is a Cameron question. I like it.
So I don't know if you're just good at maps in general, or if it's just Richmond that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Because he's not from Richmond, but he lives in Richmond. He's lived here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going somewhere new, or like somewhere that you've been to before,
okay,
but not like super familiar with,
okay,
do you use a GPS or do you like to just find your way around?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. One, I am a maps person. I am a total nerd when it comes to maps. Even in college, I had a good buddy. We'd sit and have a couple, and we would bring out an atlas and look at that for a couple.
Atlas, I don't think I've ever seen.
What a raging time.
I have multiple atlases at my house.
Oh my goodness.
Former coworker with Sheehan, we used to love playing GeoGuessr with her.
We haven't played that in a while.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
Jordan likes stuff like that.
GeoGuessr, and my family loves taking especially small weekend trips, like 3 and 4 day stuff in Virginia. And some of the parts I'm starting to get to know, but I do like GPS because it gets you where you need to go. But sometimes you just put that off to the side, see where these roads take you. Oh, I love that. I love riding. I'm from the country, so I like to get out in the country.
Yeah, you do like to ride.
Things. And if there's get a good sunny afternoon, just head west into the sunset until it goes down. That's great.
And then what?
Yeah, you turn around.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's stay straight.
You take the shorter way home.
One of my biggest fears is getting lost. So like I have to always have my GPS. And
that's part of the fun.
No. I will not go anywhere unless I have a GPS there or my phone, obviously. But like when I was in high school, sometimes I didn't have data on my phone. And I was just like,
when I was in high school, we didn't have cell phones.
So. We had, and when I was in high school, we printed out MapQuest.
You'd
be lost and you would just be doing this while trying to drive your car.
Yes.
It was really safe.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Do you still like to look at like maps?
I've got an atlas sitting right by my chair. I'm watching a football game. Oh, Montana. How about that? Let's look at that. I'm not sounding good for the people out there, but I'm a nerd, and
that's okay.
I'm a map.
I love an online map. Like I am our trip planner. I nerd out on planning that type of stuff. I like to put in where we're staying, see what's around it, be mapping where we are to like, can we walk here? I like all of that.
I'm such a nerd. The the backdrop's on when you first open your computer.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
you let it guess that.
Yeah, I'll guess that. Then I'll go there. I'll Wikipedia the town or whatever. And then I'll go there on Google Maps and I'll just see what's going on. And then I'll see what's in the surrounding area. Yeah.
My dad, when we go somewhere newer and he knows that where he also is, he's very anti-GPS, we'll say where we're going and he'll know I don't know how to get there. And he'll start with like, you're going to get on 288. You're going to head west. I'm like, just say.
Why are we saying east
we're
and
not
west?
doing that.
I don't even know
I don't
what
have
that
a
is.
compass. Yeah, like we don't. What is happening?
I don't
We
have
bought
a compass.
Point east right now.
No. Okay, hold on.
General vicinity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
There you go.
And you know how I figured that out? Because I know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
See it
And the sun is back there right now.
Hey.
East to west broad helps me remember too. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. All right.
For the longest time, my mom kept calling, because I grew up in Chester and Chesterfield, and she said that people that she worked with, and the people here, like everybody calls that Southside. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, why are y'all calling it Southside? That doesn't even make sense. And I'm like, well,
it kind of
does.
it kind of does. But like, I'm still not calling it Southside because that's like, because Catherine said that today, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. Southside? That makes it sound like
It's
a terrible
direction.
place.
No,
I don't like it.
North side, south side. You don't like any of it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Your final question's really hard. We
Okay.
just wanted to hit the heaviest hitter. I think we've already established this, but I just wanted you to have to think about it again. CC's or Pizza Hut?
Well, there's many. You
There's
got to
layers.
give me all the
They're
details.
both buffet.
Okay.
If we're saying a Pizza Hut run it, it's highest order. It's like best. You're like, I'm been transported back to 1998, and that's
year I
how
was
well
born.
this Pizza Hut is running.
This is a different This is a totally different podcast.
It
that
is.
We're doing. I'm gonna. This might be controversial.
Okay.
I'm gonna say CC's.
I thought you would.
Because
I'm
the
picking
cheesy
CC's.
breadsticks or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
them, those are dynamite.
Wait,
They are.
Okay, do you eat
They're-
the macaroni pizza?
I do. And it's
Yes.
dynamite as well.
That's my favorite.
The desserts, I think, are also better
Yeah.
at CC's.
You only have Cinesticks at Pizza Hut.
And CC's is a thriving business, as where we know Pizza Hut buffet.
It's trying, I think.
They're few and far between. So I will gladly go to either one of them. But yeah, I'm gonna say a CC's guy.
I don't hate it. I kind of agree because I just think that has stayed stable for longer.
Also, while I was in college, one time I got free CC's just the way I looked. So I appreciate CC's giving me.
You're like,
We should see if they'll do that again.
In rural Tennessee, I got a free meal at CC's.
nice.
I went to a CC's in Louisiana, in the middle of Louisiana somewhere when we were driving back from the Final Four. It was a great, great trip. Highlight of it for sure. But yeah, no, I don't disagree with CC's. We go to Pizza Buffet at least once to twice annually together here at Sports Backers. So John has always been a big proponent and a big fan, as anybody should be, of a pizza buffet. So that's why I asked that question. We have a scouting mission coming up.
That's right.
Yeah, it is coming
After
up.
the marathon.
It is right after the marathon. We noticed that the White Oak Village Pizza Hut has a buffet sign back. So before we take our family and trust that, we're having a separate scouting mission to make sure it's good enough to shuttle sports backers down there.
And I'll also say this. If you know where there's a Pizza Hut buffet, let us know. Info at sportsbackers.org. Let us know where all the good pizza buffets are.
Yeah, maybe John will run around one of them. You never know.
I'll map out a course to
in
go
the shape
there.
of a pizza.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this.
Hey.
Well, John, thank you so much for being our guest today.
I'm a little surprised it took so long to get on this podcast.
I bet it's not going to take long.
What's been the problem?
The follow-up, they're going to want you back for round 2 after this. So get ready because it won't be now that you've been revealed.
They're going to be like, where's that John guy?
Yeah.
And if you're doing the marathon on November 16th, you see if you can find John on race day, extra points if you can.
Hopefully you can't.
You won't be
Yeah,
able to.
we actually probably
It's
don't
like,
want you to
where's
because it means
Waldo?
something has happened. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.